Hi everybody, thanks so much for stopping in today. Stampin' Sue Creates here to share with you a fun product medley. I'm not sure if you saw this in the catalog, but this is in the current holiday catalog. Now this catalog is only good until I believe it's January 3rd, 2020. And if you're in a rush or you just don't know what to get from this catalog, maybe you want to make some tags or you want to make some Christmas cards or do some scrapbooking, this product medley is everything you're going to need for that and more. It's something new Stampin' Up! Came out with. They had started out with the Everything is Rosy product medley, which, by the way, is currently on our clearance rack. Excuse me, 15% off, so you'll want to make sure to check that out. But this, you may look at the price tag. Now, it's Most Wonderful Time Product Medley. It's item number 150705. It's on page 39 of the holiday catalog. And you may look at that price and say, wow, $70. I mean, that is a lot of money. But when you see all that you get in this kit, and the whole page is devoted to this kit. You get the stamp set. You also get dies to cut out the stamps and a couple extra dies. You also get some gold stars. You get some, let me look here, and let me just, so I don't want to miss anything. My nose is itchy. I apologize for that. 48 sheets of 6x6. Designer Series specialty paper, 8 each of 6 double-sided designs, 12 gold foil card fronts, 4 each of 3 designs, 7 sticker sheets, gold and white tinsel trim, 10 yards of that, adhesive back gold faceted stars, the 6-piece Most Wonderful Time dies, which you would use with a die cutting or embossing machine, along with the stamp set. And it's 11 stamps in the stamp set. It's absolutely beautiful. And just a word of advice, and I found this out the hard way. When you go to stamp these gifts, they're all one stamp. The dies are all one die. And you'll notice here, I don't know if you can see in the photo if it shows up, but it sort of looks a little distorted, and that's the way that the stamps are made, so don't think that there's something wrong with your stamps. So I wanted to share with you, along with all these great ideas that Stampin' Up! Has provided, some of the ideas that I was creating with. Now I currently have a host code going at 67E4DJNB. This is going to expire on October 30th. Today is Sunday, I don't know what it is, the 27th maybe? I don't know, I lose track of time on weekends, but it's going to be the day before Halloween. The code will expire. Now, if you use this host code and place a $50 or more order, you will get a free card kit and a hand stamped thank you card. And I'm focusing this month on the Snowfront stamp set. So that's another one you'll definitely want to add to your list. So anyhow, let's go back to why we're here. The Most Wonderful Time Product Medley comes in a white box like this. So nothing fancy schmancy about it. But when you open it up, now I've been playing with it. So you'll have to keep that in mind when you see what's left, although there's still tons left. So here's the stamp set. It's a photopolymer stamp set, and beautiful script. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas. Oh, Christmas tree, comfort and joy, deck the halls. There's this real beautiful outliney Christmas tree, and there's a die to cut that out. There's this other pine tree, little candy canes, some little stars like in a corner, another star, and then the gifts as a double stamp. The gifts are one and the bows are another. So it's really, really beautiful. And here's the Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Again, you have the trees, the 2 trees. You have this real pretty label. I couldn't think of the word. You have a little angel. You also have a star, and then here's your 3 presents. They're all in one, but when you die cut them out, they cut them all out individually. So you'll stamp them all in one and die cut them, and when they cut out, they'll be all cut apart for you. And inside here, now here I have all my little pieces that I've been cutting out and whatnot. So I saved them all in the little packet. Here is the white and gold tinsel. Look at how beautiful that is. It's so sparkly. So you'll get that. So don't mind what's on the other side there. And inside here, again, here's your gold faceted stars. Real pretty. And they're 3-dimensional, so they have a little oomph to them. Now here's your sticker sheets. Like I said, I've been using some of them already, but you can save this part when you're done. Use your embossing buddy on the back of here and use that as a stencil, even the little deer and the stars. So you get 7 of those, all different ones. Let me pull them out. These have the little holly berries. You can see I used a lot of those, so that's what that sheet looks like. None of them were used yet. Here's all your little deer. And I did color them in, so I'll show you a card when I did that. There's little candy canes, and there's also other little borders you can stamp on. Here's another sheet of those. And here's more deer. And these are just some of my pieces that are cut. So you also get these white and gold fronts for your cards. Now they're one-sided. So you get a variety of different ones with stars and stripes, big stars. So those are pretty. They all might cut pieces. And look at this. Can you see the gold on that? It's a 6x6 in size. So one side will have the gold on it and the other side is just plain. So even after the holidays are over, I mean, that can be used as a holiday sweater. Here's another one. This has the gold on it. And the other side of that has these cute little trees. Let's see, this side has bows. And this side has all those beautiful presents. And some of them are gold. Let's see what else we have. Here we have a gold and red. And this is the color Real Red and Old Olive. And that side, just some stars. And your paper is going to look like this, so don't think it's printed wrong. It kind of has different shading on it. Okay, and then here's like a whole field of trees with the gold. It's just beautiful paper, a nice heavy paper. And the other side we have some fun candy canes. So you really do get a lot of variety. This side we have a beautiful stripe in like the different shades, like as though it was stamped and stamped and stamped without re-inked. And there's those candy canes, and they have a gold glistening to them. So you'll see you get a lot. You get a lot for your money. So when you look at $70, I mean, just think of how many things you can create. So let's look at some samples that I created. I have a whole stack of them here to share with you. Excuse me, I have this cough. So here's a fun fold for you. Look at how this just flips up. And all I did was just score it at 1 1/4 and just folded it up and just decorated that little piece so it just flips open like that. And look at that tinsel, how that just sparkles. And I put a little star on top of my tree. It's just beautiful. Here's another one, very simple. Now the background, if you can see, I used that new sweater embossing folder in the holiday catalog. And I just used my square shaped dies, the stitch shapes, added a little bit of that tinsel behind it. Just very simple, basic. This is that white thick ribbon that we have. Now here's a fun card. This is a gift card holder. I saw this idea from Dawn. She had a gift card, and I thought, well, that was a fun idea, so I kind of made it my own. And it opens this way, and in here is where you would slip your little gift card, and you can write on here, or you can stamp on here. You can put a piece of designer series paper on there, but that's just basically your basic card. and scored in half, and then in half again and folded back. And here's those little presents from the papers that I just cut out. Fussy cut them. They're very easy to cut out. But how pretty is that? Of course, added a few little stars to there. Here's another one using that sweater background. Now this was an old way we used to make cards before. We had a colored piece of cardstock, and then this is the card part that opens, just glued to that back piece. Used a little bit of layering with some Whisper White, and then just some of the dies and some of the papers cut. So you could see by using bits and pieces of these papers, it really goes a long way. Now on the saying here, I used our Delicata ink, which is brand new ink that we have in gold. And then inside I just used a little embellishment there, just to kind of give it a little something. That says Deck the Halls. Here's another one. And now I pulled in my Whisper White. I used Real Red and Old Olive cardstocks, and that's what coordinates with it. So here's that real pretty star that I used with the dies, and just some layering. I had some of these adhesive back sequins in my stash. Colored some of our rhinestones with our Stampin' blends. And I did have a third one on there. Must have popped off somewhere. And then on the inside, just a little saying and a couple little trees. Real pretty. Here's another simple card. Just a little bit of tinsel, designer series paper, and a little Deck the Halls. Used one of those self-adhesive dies to stamp on, and then inside use up some of the scraps and the little tree used from the die cuts. Here's another idea. Here I just stamped the background with the little stars, used a little piece of vellum, a little scrap going along here, stamped the trees, and look at that beautiful deer. It's just so simple, nothing inside, you know. I may add something, I may not. Here's another one using that pretty deer, and again, that tinsel. That tinsel just, oh, it just glistens like diamonds. And more colored rhinestones down here with our Stampin' blends. The trees just stamped multiple times, and I used a lot of dimensionals, so I did dimensionalize the deer. And then on the inside, just a little comfort and joy, just to do a little something on the inside. Here's another one with this tree that I stamped and used the die to cut out. Now here's the little presents that I stamped and cut out with the die. Another one of those self-adhesive dies. I used my embossing buddy on the back of that to remove the stickiness, and then I put on my dimensionals. And again, just a little bit of tinsel on the side. I don't know, I'm going to lose my voice by the end of this. And here's one where I colored the deer in with the Stampin' blends. So instead of them being that very light gray color, I just colored them in with the blends, and I think they came out nice. The male one, I kind of went a little dark. I think I would stick with the lighter soft suede, not the dark. But I used the sweater on the background, and just used a little dimensionals and some rhinestones on the trees and those die cuts. And then the inside just pulled in with the deer paper and just a few little die cuts. So you can see all the beautiful cards that I've created, and I still have a ton left yet that I can keep creating. So I do hope you do consider taking a look at this beautiful product medley. It's a beautiful assortment of all sorts of things, and definitely worth the investment. So thanks so much for joining me. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell, and you'll receive notifications when I upload new videos. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day. I truly appreciate it. And by you liking, commenting, subscribing, and hitting that bell, that will keep me creating more and more videos to share with you. Thanks so much, and have a great day. Bye for now.